I've known, I don't even know how many mechanics. I've known hundreds probably of mechanics in my whole life. And there's two kinds. One of them, a customer will come in and want to tell him what's wrong with the car, and he can't wait for that customer to misspeak about something. He can just lower the boom on him, tell him how that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, you know. They don't even have that on that car, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the other guys that's always, you know, they like to hear what they got to say, but then they go check it out themselves. They're not going to make the guy feel like an idiot. Well, I was always like that. I didn't want to make nobody feel bad. They'd say it has something, and I'd always give them a way out. I'd say, yeah, I see what you're saying. You're comparing it to that, but they don't have that on that car. But that's what it's acting like. And they, oh yeah. So anyway, I was at a car show, an outdoor car show, big old car show one time. Had all kinds of stuff there, and I come across this old Ford Ranger, and they had a 4-cylinder in it, which a lot of them did. But this was an old Pinto engine in there. They was kind of, if anybody ever seen one, they're a little bit slanted. They're not straight up and down like a regular 4-cylinder. And I think the valve cover was slanted or something like that. But it was just kind of oddball looking. And that caught my eye, and I started looking at it. I said, that's an old Pinto engine. Hadn't seen one of them in a long time. I said, I wonder why he put that in there. He must not have had a good engine, and he had that one, so he just worked it in there and got it to work. Well, while I'm sitting there looking at it, this old man come walking up, and he had a little grandson, looked like his grandson was with him. And he said, look at that, son. You see that right there? That's not the original motor that goes in that truck. And I'm thinking, no, Grandpa's pretty smart. He said, you know what kind of engine that is, son? He said, that's a slant 6 out of a Chrysler they got in that Ford. And I leaned over and counted the spark plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4. I said, no, that ain't no slant 6. And I turned toward him. I was going to tell him, and that little boy was looking up at his grandpa, admiring how smart his grandpa was. And I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving that alone.